Well, this time I actually have prepared remarks, so this will be a little bit better. Had a chance to visit with the folks from Lakeshore, the next recipient. I'm a Kingsford grad, and Kelly and I were talking in regard to my brother. She went to school with him, so sadly there's stories that we won't share today. If you're familiar, Lakeshore, of course, started here in Marquette back in 1958. I had a chance to live in the building of its origins in a condo that got reconverted. The company began as Lake Superior Foundry Company in Marquette, founded by Charles T. Harvey, builder of the Sioux Locks and the first elevated railroad system in New York. The company has changed ownership over the years, but has maintained its primary manufacturing and engineering facilities in the UP for the entire 160 years and counting. So early on in the development of the Upper Peninsula, they were here hiring and building their business. Today I'd like to call up Charles Monk. He is here to accept the award. He is the Director of Human Resources for Lakeshore Systems. Please welcome Chuck.
Sure.
Thanks.
Thank you. Now, technology. Here we go. Is it this? This one? The down arrow? I'll try that. Nope. It wants to do something else. Let's see if we can do.
This here, that seemed to work. So this right
But-
arrow.
But that's not. Oh, there we go. All right.
Okay.
Now that we've got the technology out of the way, thank you for this award and for inviting us to share our business with you today. We're truly honored. As was said, we celebrated our 160th anniversary this past summer, and 160 years is a bit staggering. There's a lot of responsibility, and it's humbling for us, the responsibility that's lumped on us to continue for the next 160 years. Charles Harvey started the company not far from where we are right now in 1858, and the business then made steam-powered hoists for mines and the Great Lakes freighters. We've been designing and building the same things ever since, essentially. This is a picture from a postcard from Marquette, and this is one of our original hoists. It's not dated, we don't know where it is, but through the last year we did a lot of history, and we found this. Lakeshore's current president and CEO, Jessica Frost, credits Lakeshore's outstanding people, past and present, with the success of the company. Lakeshore employees are empowered to do what it takes to ensure customers are satisfied and the sailors and miners operating our equipment are safe. The people who make our equipment are dedicated and creative and experts in their field. We look forward to many more successful years. Unfortunately, Jess could not be here tonight or today. She's in New York City. We have a board of directors meeting this afternoon. She asked me to tell you about the business and express her gratitude for the support we've received from the UP community. So I'll run through the slides. Again, we've been in the UP since 1858. Our values are centered around investing in our people, holding each other to higher expectations and achieving exceptional results. As I stated, we're in the defense industry, primarily for the Navy. We actually have a part on every U.S. flagged naval surface vessel in the fleet. We don't have all the submarines yet, but we're working on it. These causeways were built in Ontonagon. We just recently opened the Ontonagon facility again. We hired about 17 people there. Most of the equipment that we make is mission critical. So this is a davit out of the back of an LCS ship. This is made in Marinette. That is a mission critical device. If it doesn't exist on the ship and is not operational, they don't sail. We also made all of the flat top crash cranes, we call them. The Navy doesn't like that term, but we've made all of them. We have doors and closures, all these watertight doors, again, on the back of an LCS ship. We also made the blast deflector on CVN 79, which is, let's go back to that. Keep pushing the button here. I think that's the most recent aircraft carrier that's out there, that blast deflector in the bottom center. This is our newest product line, which are hatches, man doors. We just are working on this for Marinette Marine, also for Austal down in the Gulf Coast area. We make elevators, primarily stores elevators, which are groceries on ships. So that transports the groceries up and down. We also make ammunition elevators for the ships. Ramps. One of the things we like to tell everybody is the largest aluminum maker of aluminum ships in the world, which is Austal, asked us to make the largest aluminum ramp in the world. And this is that ramp. We make that. Started in Rhinelander, and then it moves to Iron River for final assembly. UNREP, underway replenishment. This is how the Navy actually goes about resupplying ships as they're underway. We make most of the equipment for UNREP. There's another, well, nope, she took that slide out. Basically, you shoot a line across, and we transport fuel and stores between two ships that are moving underway. We make the equipment that makes that happen, and we've done that for probably the last 40 years. The other side of our business is canning mining. We make underground hard rock mining products. In this slide, you'll see the cycle of a mine. It starts with the survey, then the drill's up top, then, go back. Then the ANFO truck comes in, loads the holes, blasts it, all the material gets vented out. Caterpillar makes the thing in the bottom right corner, which are LD load haul dumps. And then we go in with a scaler to pick the roof clean so the rocks don't fall. And then the final segment of that is you put bolts in the roof to keep the roof from falling down. This is one of our jumbo drills. We make heavy duty equipment for underground. Most of these things have been working. Actually, in this picture, these are 20-year-old machines, and we still warranty them, and they're still working underground. ANFO rig, a scaler. It's kind of interesting. This machine, it's all about the pick at the very top of the arm. And basically, the lights shine up on the top of the cavern, and anywhere there's a shadow, that pick pulls down the rock to make it safe for people to go under there. We actually have a picture of this vehicle at some point in time, and we over-engineered this vehicle. There's a picture of this vehicle, or one of these vehicles, that has a 3-ton boulder on the operator's cab, and the guy walked away from it. Doesn't happen with other people's equipment. Roof bolters, that's a lot like the drill, but goes into the roof and keeps the roof from falling. We also make utility trucks. So now what you guys want to see is us in the UP, so our facilities. We're in Kingsford on River, Rhinelander, Ontonagon, and Zacatecas, Mexico. So we are an international company. We spend Latin America as in Zacatecas. I think that's the next slide. Nope, Technology Center. In Kingsford, this is our Technology Center. This is where everything starts. And we build everything in the UP, and it's from start to finish in the UP. So engineering design happens here, along with all the support. Then it goes to Rhinelander for initial machining and build up, then to Iron River or to Ontonagon. This is our Rhinelander plant. It was built in 1994. We actually have 90,000 square feet of manufacturing space, and we have, is it on there? I think we have a 60-foot tall, we have 100 tons to 60 feet tall in our high bay there. So we can build some pretty incredible pieces of equipment there. This is actually one of our mills, and this is, when I talked about the largest aluminum ramp, that is actually the base of the largest aluminum ramp, where the guy is in the middle of it, machining it, and that rotates on the back of the boat. Iron River plant's a little bigger. It actually has warehouse facility and on-site engineering for mining. So we do all of our mining equipment and development in Iron River. This is electrical assembly. We actually build our own electrical components in-house. Mining assembly and test. This is actually from the Iron River Chamber website, they actually did a tour and took this photo, so we kind of stole that from them, but that's our assembly line in Iron River. We also do our own testing, and we test live loads. That's what those 3 towers are. The Navy actually has hired us to test other people's live loads so that they can actually prove that the winches actually pull what they're supposed to pull. This is our Noggin facility. We're actually really happy. We just reopened this. We've always had some assemblers there, but we just have hired now 16 or 15 welders there, and we're doing manufacturing there. And I was there Monday, and they're under production at this point in time, so that's really exciting. Some of our 400 plus highly skilled individuals. This is an Iron River picture. I thought I only had 31 slides, so, all right. Well, thank you very much. We appreciate the work, and any questions that you might have of us, I'd be happy to try and answer them.
Any questions?
You might notice a theme. Any public policy or government type issues? I mean, you're obviously very connected to the federal government with your work, but others that might be at the state level that some in this room could help you with.
Well, I guess the first thing that jumps out is the shutdown did impact us to a certain degree. Our inspectors we have on-site inspectors, so they weren't able to do necessarily all the things that they needed to do while we were shut down. It didn't really impact our schedule that drastically, but it was an impact. As far as locally, I think I'll probably mirror everybody else's comments here. Infrastructure is important. We open Noggin, as I mentioned, and we have a housing issue in Noggin. Of course, we have a housing issue in Dickinson County. I'm sure we have a housing issue up in Marquette. We have jobs, but I've got people driving from Ironwood to go to Noggin to go to work. That's a long haul every morning to get there at 5 a.m., but they do it. So it'd be anything to help the infrastructure would be great.
Another theme, can you comment on in-demand jobs?
We're constantly hiring. I was just doing the analysis. I think we added 38 positions last year. Of course, it takes a lot more people hired to bring on 38 additional people because people leave. People are leaving more frequently now. So the labor market certainly is difficult, especially finding skilled labor. And we don't, I guess I'll preempt your question.
Thank you.
We don't necessarily, you don't need a 4-year degree to come to work for Lakeshore. In fact, there's only really 3 positions in the entire company that have that written into their job description. Otherwise, any education or a high school degree is fine. We'll even take somebody without a high school degree. We're now hiring, we're hiring people right out of high school and putting them in a training program to basically, essentially, they're going to travel the world for us and fix equipment all over the world. One of the things that we do for the Navy is any place that there's a vessel that needs worked on or a part fixed, we will travel to it to fix it. So we have people on a regular basis in Guam, in Croatia, Saudi Arabia. We also are pursuing some international contracts, or we've gotten some international contracts. So we have the LCS variety that's being built in Marinette Marine. They actually are making a variety for the Saudi Navy, and we'll service that over in Saudi Arabia. So we're getting high school kids trained to do that and travel all over the world. We've got 2 in the program now. We'll probably be another 16 months before we add 2 more, but that's the plan for those.
Good presentation, Chuck. Could you tell us a little bit about how you get your goods out of the UP? I mean, your transportation.
It varies. Our transportation is kind of an interesting issue, and sometimes, when breakups hits, it's going to be really interesting. So sometimes we will transport especially during road restrictions, we'll transport our parts back to Rhinelander because road restrictions come off there earlier, and then assemble in Rhinelander and ship from there. But we also have a rail spur that goes right into Rhinelander, so we'll send them that way. Noggin, we'll send through the Great Lakes. So a lot of the things that we built in Noggin originally were for the Army. We built all of the causeways and the connectors for the causeways. You see them an awful lot when hurricane hits, because those are the things that go to hurricanes. We get lots of pictures of those. So those were all transported via the Great Lakes. Otherwise, we do trucking. We truck primarily, well, we truck everywhere.
Chuck, great presentation. Just a quick question. Now that you've got the Ontonagon facility back online and producing, do you have plans to expand further throughout Area Code 906?
Well, we just opened a new warehouse facility in Norway. That opened the 1st of February. So we moved into there. We have 40,000 square feet of warehouse there. And hopefully we'll be able to redeploy the 20,000 square feet of warehouse that we had in Iron River into additional assembly. And more than likely what's going to end up there, or at least one of the thought processes, is that we'll move some of our door manufacturing to that area. So that's probably the plans right now. You never can tell. There's probably other things on the docket as we go forward, but nothing is public right now.
Very good, thank you. Time for one last question? Over here.
With the new marijuana laws in Michigan, what are your concerns with doing your DOD work?
It's concerning, very, very concerning, actually. And as I'll echo your comments, hiring people is becoming very tough. People are testing positive, and we're not hiring them. So that's troubling to me. You know, we do tests as we go in, and we maintain a drug-free environment. And if we find out otherwise, we term people. So it's a difficult. It has created a difficult environment in Michigan because, as you say, it's legal in Michigan, but it's illegal on the federal level. And as a federal contractor, it's illegal to us. So it's put us in somewhat of a quandary, but we maintain the same policies that we've had before that, and we enforce those.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.